Hi, everybody. I'm Patti Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. I love to say it's not cute, not knowing. I go by the nickname Ginger, and we are ready, but we always start with a hug. How are you maintaining your happiness during this whole pandemic? I have a podcast, Patti and the Millennials. I know it sounds like a singing group, but it's me, the baby boomer, Millennials, Gen X. We get together and we talk about how to maintain happiness. It hasn't happened in about a week and a half, but I noticed at least once a week during this whole pandemic, I would get a little sad if I was taking in too much information about the Rona. You're hearing what you can do, what you can't do, and it just gets all crazy. And I know that occasionally I would get a little down in my spirit, and I'm pretty good at keeping my spirit up, and I got to make people happy and make them laugh. But how do you maintain your happy? You can find Patti and the Millennials on SoundCloud. Download the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts. It's an interesting conversation. Will Smith and Warner Brothers are being sued over their forthcoming movie, King Richard. King Richard, Will Smith is going to play the father of Venus and Serena Williams, Richard Williams. He made those ladies who they are, the tennis sensations they are. The people that are suing them say it's a multi-million-dollar breach of contract because they have the rights to his book, Black and White, The Way I See It. Richard Williams sold the rights about a little over a year ago. He sold the rights to his life. Well, they snapped up this book that came out in 2014, and they say they own it. And if they go forward with the movie with Will Smith, well, they want their cut. And they want their cut in the merchandising because they say that they own the rights to the Richard Williams story. Richard Williams has suffered a series of strokes, suffering from dementia. He's not well. There's just been controversy ever since he got sick, so he really can't say anything. Will they have to pay these people off? Will they have to prove it in court? These people, they don't want a judge to make the decision. They want a jury trial. And they want their money because they say they own the rights to the Richard Williams story. Bubba Wallace, the only African-American full-time driver in NASCAR. FBI said it wasn't a noose. Bubba has been speaking out against racial injustice. He asked NASCAR, please take the Confederate flags down. They did. Somebody told him that there was a noose in his garage because he didn't see it. FBI jumps in. They investigate it. They say that's not a noose. That's a rope that was tied, and it's been there since 2019. Bubba says it was a noose. They're tearing him up on social media. They're saying it's a hoax. They're calling it the Bubba hoax. Bubba Smollett. All these jokes, because of what happened with Jussie Smollett. Bubba says it was a noose. Was it a noose? On Monday, it was so moving to see the other drivers come and support him and do that. That was a moment. And then just like 24 hours later, the whole story changes because Bubba says it was a noose. The FBI says it wasn't a hate crime, and it wasn't a noose. Bill Cosby could very well be released from jail. What the Pennsylvania Supreme Court is going to have to see was his conviction of fraud. This is based on that 2004 where the accuser, she already got money. He had to talk in a deposition, and he says, well, if I talk, you can never charge me. That was the agreement with the prosecutor. Well, a district attorney, he brand new, he comes in, he blows it up. He bases everything on that testimony. Where's Bill Cosby at today? In jail. He turns 83 next week. Is his conviction a fraud, and could he very well get out? The accuser had sued him, and he had to speak in this deposition. She already got money years ago, and then they stirred it up again and retried him, and he's in jail. But could Bill Cosby get out? Alicia Keys is going to be teaming up with Nickelodeon on Monday for a special show entitled Race in America. Major League Baseball is back. It's going to be a 60-game season. Games starting kind of like late July, going well into September, playoffs in October. So how different is it going to be? No fans in the stand, no spitting, no high fives. If they lean on the guardrail, you know that rail and you see the players like hanging out? They have to have a towel if they do it. They just can't lean. Did I mention the no spitting? Yeah, they can't be doing that spitting, chewing his tobacco. Can't do that. They're going to be spaced out in the dugout. If they travel to other cities, they're going to stay where they're at. No going to restaurants, no going out, no public transportation, ride sharing, none of that. They're asking the players that when you're home, can you please not go to bars, restaurants, and hang out? Let's just keep it all so that you don't run a chance of getting infected with the Rona. This is going to be interesting how this whole season starts. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, Patti, when are concerts coming back? Here in Philly, I do a lot of shows. I host a lot of shows. I don't think we're getting concerts until next year. I know some areas, I know down in Nashville they're doing some shows. Certain areas, I don't think it's going to happen until next year. But this is what I'm hearing. That if you go to a show, of course you got to get the temperature screening, right? But you're going to have to walk through a disinfectant spray. Yeah. I don't think it's coming back until next year. Little Duval, known for his hit, Smile, Living My Best Life. He's being sued by the mother of his 12-year-old daughter. She is saying that he has not given her any money. He is not supporting this 12-year-old girl. She wants a list of his finances so she can determine what child support she should get. She wants Little Duval to not only pay for the child's health insurance and out-of-pocket expenses for health insurance, she wants him to take out $1 million policy where the little girl is the beneficiary. Does that... Look at me at a loss for words. I was like, wow. She either got somebody in her ear or she knows how to get that money. Loni Love, her new book, I Tried to Change So You Don't Have to. It's out. She's making the rounds and she's talking about Tamar leaving the reel. She says the show got a little tarnished because people thought that the girls pushed her out, particularly Loni Love, who said that she's been the victim of fat shaming, bullying, and death threats. Now, y'all know Amanda Seales. She just left. She only lasted 6 months. Ladies, don't bring another woman on, just y'all. Loni said she did not push Tamar out, neither did any of the girls, but the show has been forever tarnished. Russell Simmons, Def Jam founder, he's been accused of sexual assault. He's over in Bali. He left the United States. I don't know if he's coming back ever because he don't want to face the music. He's been popping up a lot. He was trending yesterday, speaking out on social injustice and things like that. And people are like, Russell or Uncle Russ or Uncle Rush, sit down, because we don't know what you done did with these women, and you out here talking, and you won't come home and face the music. So they want Russell Simmons to be quiet. This weekend on YouTube, The Roots Picnic, they're teaming up with former First Lady Michelle Obama. She has her When We All Vote campaign. The Roots, Questlove, Tariq Black Thought, they're doing their thing. 6 p.m. Saturday on YouTube. Sunday, get ready for the BET Awards that will not only air on CBS, but BET. Amanda Seales is hosting. Chloe and Halle, DaBaby, Lil Wayne, Megan Thee Stallion, Usher, Alicia Keys, John Legend, Jennifer Hudson. They're going to be honoring the architect of rock and roll, the one and only, the late Little Richard, as well as basketball great Kobe Bryant. The BET Awards are going to be airing on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us. Leave a comment. If I heart you, that means that I saw what you had. Subscribe to the channel, tell a friend. The channel is growing. We even have a weekend edition that I invite you to check out as well. Just keeping you up to date on everything. As I love to say, it's not cute not knowing. Because you should know what's going on no matter what's going on. Have a great afternoon, everybody. My trusty Stylie, thanks so much for checking in. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.